Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Vana Dipuntri, and today I'm going to explain about educational research. So, the first thing that we're going to talk about is the functions of educational research. We got 4 here. The first one is basic research, and then applied research, evaluation research, and the last one, action research. So let's get started from the basic research. Okay, so basic research involves the process of collecting and analyzing information to develop and enhance theory. Basic researchers may not be directly concerned with the social utility of their findings, and it might be years before basic research finds some educational application. So usually these research involve how, what, and why questions to explain occurrences. Basic research looks at how process or concept works. So I got one example here. A study examining whether a vegetarian diet is healthier than one with meat. Yeah. Next, applied research. So applied research is a research that takes theories developed by basic research and tests them in real life, applied settings. So this research supplies data that supports, guides, or revises theories developed by basic researchers. This research is designed to solve current educational problems. So I'm going to give one example over here. A study on how to improve illiteracy in teenagers. So applied research is a type of examination looking to find practical solution for existing problem. Yeah, this can include like challenges in the workplace or educations and society. And then we got evaluation research here. Evaluation research is a research that interested in making decisions about the quality, effectiveness, or value of educational programs, products, or practices. The focus is on making decisions about effectiveness and not on the development or new knowledge. So we got 2 evaluation research here, formative and summative. Formative consists of monitoring the ongoing progress of a program, product, or practice, and summative is judging the overall impact of a program, product, or practice. And then we got action research. Action research uses scientific research method to examine local problems or issues. So this research is done by teachers and for teachers. There are many different models, but they generally include the following: identification of a problem or area of inquiry, development of a plan, acting, implementing the plan, observing, collecting and analyzing the data, and reflecting, evaluating, and revising if necessary. So this is a teacher. This is a by teacher and for teacher type of research. So I'm going to give one example, like when a teacher researcher studying how their teaching has changed in order to facilitate better discussion in the classroom and how these changes impact the students. Through better discussion, the students can develop a better understanding of the content being covered in class. Okay, now let's hop on the types of educational research. We got 2 here that we are going to learn. The first one, quantitative research, and the second one is qualitative research. First, let me explain what is quantitative and qualitative is. So, quantitative research methodologies generally scientific studies that collect data in terms of numbers. So, this is the kind of study that collect data and report the data in terms of numbers, whether it's just descriptive statistics or like mean, median, and mode, and there are hypothesis and hypothesis testing. So that is what quantitative research methodology is, and these methods has two kinds, and experimental and non-experimental. The second one is qualitative. So qualitative research is creating, understanding, and narrators from the social situation that being studied. These methodologies are quite different. They are not interested in numbers and in collecting or counting. They are more interested in creating narratives or creating understanding for the social situation that they are looking at or studied at. And they also have two kinds, interactive and not interactive. So now let's look more on the quantitative experimental research. We got two here, experimental and non-experimental. Let's talk about the experimental one first. So we got true experimental, quasi-experimental, and pre-experimental, and also single case like AB designed, multiple baseline, multiple probe, changing criterion, and multi-element. So I'm going to explain about true and quasi-experimental design first. A true experimental research designs. This research relies on statistical analysis to prove or disprove a researcher's hypothesis. It is one of the most accurate forms of research because it provides specific scientific evidence. Okay, next, a quasi-experimental designs. This research, this aims to establish a cause and effect relationship between an independent and dependent variable. However, unlike a true experiment, a quasi-experiment does not rely on random assignment. Instead, subjects are assigned to groups based on non-random criteria. So I'm going to give one example for quasi-experimental design, like parenting styles and academic performance. So, there are some factors that affect children's academic performance. Since parenting styles affect a variety of children's social and emotional profiles, so it stands to reason that it may affect academic performance as well. So yeah, parenting styles and academic performance of children's, that's one of the example of quasi-experimental design. And usually for a thesis, we are going to use quasi-experimental, usually. And then we got pre-experimental research. So in experimental, we also have the single case or single subject research. We got 5 here, like AB design, multiple baseline, multiple probe, changing criterion, and multi-element. And so single subject researches is the single variable, which states that only one variable at a time should be manipulated. So in other words, as we move from phase to phase, only one variable should be added or withdrawn at any phase. And then for the AB design, this design also known as reversal or withdrawal design, where the consists of baseline A and of a baseline which signed by A and treatment signed by B. So yeah, and then we also have multiple baseline. Multiple baseline design are used when it is not possible to withdraw treatment or return behavior to baseline, or when it would not be ethical to withdraw it or reverse it. They are also used when treatment can be withdrawn, but the effects of the treatments carry over into other phases of the study. So like in this design, the data are collected on several behaviors for one subject, one behavior for several subjects, or one behavior and one subject in several settings. And now the non-experimental research. So non-experimental research is a type of research design that is based on observation and measuring instead of experimentation with randomly assigned participants. We got 4 here: descriptive, correlational, survey, and causal comparative research. So descriptive research is a research that aims to accurately and systematically describe a population, phenomenon, or situation. It can answer questions like what, where, when, and how, but not why questions. And then correlational research. In correlation studies, the researcher does not manipulate the variables and is not interested in controlling the extraneous variables. They only observe and assess the relationship between them. For example, a researcher examines students' study hours every day and their overall academic performance. So the positive correlation between study hours and academic performance suggests a statistical association. And then we got survey research and causal comparative research, or sometimes it referred to as ex post facto, and it is exactly the same as true experimental research, except that the researchers cannot manipulate the dependent in the independent variable. Now we are going to move on qualitative research methodologies. We got interactive and non-interactive. So let's talk about interactive first. We got 4 here: ethnography, phenomenology, case studies, and grounded theory. So ethnography. Ethnography is like a study of people in their own environment, and usually ethnography uses methods of face-to-face interviewing. So ethnography is a qualitative method for collecting data, often used in the social and behavioral sciences. So the data are collected through observation and interviews, which are then used to draw conclusions about how societies and individuals function. And the next, phenomenology. This is a type of research that seeks to explain the nature of things through the way people experience them. It is also used in interview to the people being studied, like face-to-face interviewing. And then we got case studies. Case studies are a qualitative design in which the researcher explores in depth of program, event, activity, process, one or more individuals. So the cases are bound by time and activity, And researchers collect detailed information using a variety of data collection procedures over a sustained period of time. And also we got grounded theory here. Next, for the non-interactive, we have historical and critical analysis. And now the comparison between quantitative and qualitative approaches to research. So, the first one is the approach. In qualitative, the approach is deductive top-down. Top-down is like when you understand something first, and then you have to create a result from your thinking, like this, from theory first, and then you make hypothesis, and then collecting data, and then confirmation. While in qualitative, the approach is inductive bottom up. So you start from small thing first and then to the bigger things, like this: observation, patterns, tentative, and hypothesis, and then theory. Next, the purpose. In quantitative, the purpose is for theory testing, prediction, establishing facts, and hypothesis testing. While in qualitative, the purpose is describing multiple realities, developing deep understanding, capturing everyday life and humans' perspectives. And for the research focus in quantitative, it isolates variables, use large samples, and is often anonymous to participants, and collects data using tests and formal instruments. While in qualitative, the research focus is examines full context, interacts with participants, collect data for face-to-face from participants. And then the research plan. The research plan developed for quantitative. The research plan is to develop before study is initiated. Structured proposal is formal, while in qualitative, the research plan begins with an initial idea that evolves as researcher learns more about participant and setting. Flexible proposal is innovative. And the last one is the data analysis. Quantitative and qualitative approaches to research. The data analysis is mainly statistical, descriptive, and inferential for quantitative, and for qualitative, the data analysis is mainly interpretive, descriptive, and extensive narrative. So yeah, guys, I think that's all that I can explain for you about educational research. Thank you for listening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.